stream. Hello, viewers. Oh, I've messed up the windows. There we go. I'm just going to do a bit of noise making about the stream. Did you send that to me? Yeah, you put it in the chat.
Yes.
What is wrong? Oh, I can see. I was looking at your chat window. Chat window? No. Oh, there we go. It is letting me follow it. Oh.
I ran into those SSH problems the other day.
Oh, did you? So that it wasn't entirely finished what we did?
No, it was finished. But it wasn't Xcode this time. So I went to Twitter for help, but then I realized I made the dumbest mistake of all time as a developer with those keys. Instead of storing the SSH keys in the SSH directory, I was storing it right in the repo I wanted to use.
Yeah.
And then I tried to upload that to GitHub. I was about to make the biggest, dumbest security mistake of all time.
Oh, you were going to check your private SSH key into the repo and send it up.
Yes.
You know, they almost certainly would have spotted that. They've got a lot of stuff these days at GitHub where if you try and if you accidentally leak credentials, they just they'll like do something to hide it and then send you an email going, you really probably shouldn't have done that. You didn't mean to do that, did you?
That's good. Yeah. That's well confident. But yeah, I didn't do that.
Hey, cool. Right, so I have access. Not that I'm not going to use it for now though, because you're driving. Just what was I doing? God, I banged that link so many times in Zoom. I've got about 15 browser tabs all trying to open it up. Right.
So I have to make some changes to the branch before pushing it.
Yeah, there was a little something wrong there, wasn't there? What was it? So what did it do? Did it move? Yeah, it's re-tabbed some of the stuff that, because you see it's like an example of a feature file. It's pretty meta this, but it's generating a file within the test, and
right.
So normally we tab it in to be indented with those three those quotes, the three quotes,
right.
And it's, I think the editor must. So let's see if we can correct that first of all. Which was the file? Format paths feature. It's 2 weeks since either of us worked on this, so we're going to be a bit rusty, aren't we? Ooh,
yes.
Hey, that's fancy. How'd you get that?
It seems it's part of the live share, I think.
Really? Have you? I've never seen that before, where you get comments from
No.
GitHub in the file. That's really useful, isn't it? Although it'd be quite nice to make it go away now. Maybe you can press the little up arrow on the right. There we go.
Here we go. I think that's from your live share, though. I don't think that's from GitHub.
Do you think? But I mean, those are comments I made in GitHub, aren't they?
Right, but it says participants.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's all coming together, isn't it?
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
The Visual Studio Code integration.
Yeah, that is nice. So we want those 3 lines to all be indented in further, and we want your editor to not fix it again in the future. But maybe it's because it's funny because it only did it. Did it only do it on that one example?
It seems.
There aren't any others actually. Oh no, look, maybe lines 12 and 14. It's also messed up, is it? Because they're back.
Yeah.
But the 7 and 8 should be further in as well.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what happens if you save it? Is it going to mess it up?
Yep.
So what's doing that?
It's trying to auto format it.
Yeah.
But I think
you know you can turn that off per language.
All right.
Because I have that. I've got it turned off in Markdown. So yeah, if you go into the settings, I don't know how. I'll tell you how I know how to do it, which is go into the settings, preferences settings, and then switch to the code version of this. So there's a little icon at the very top right, or like 3 icons in that one. Yeah, where it's like a sort of like up and right a bit more. Yeah, there, right, left two icons now. There's like a file with an arrow around it. Yeah, that one. So this is like go to the JSON file that is behind the settings, because actually your settings are just saved as a JSON file. And then you see you've got editor format on autosave is true, but then you can change that for certain languages. Let me see, what is my setting? So you can say, right, so you add another node next to editor format on autosave. So put a comma in and then add another key underneath it, that new line. And the key is in square brackets. I guess it's going to be gherkin. Let's say gherkin. Lowercase though. And then and that is going to be like, I can't speak this morning. So that we're in JSON, right? So the value of this key is another whole object. So does that make sense to you? So rather than being string, yeah, exactly. And then in that you can put an editor format on autosave false. So copy line 5. There you go. I'm sure there was a way to do that through the dialog boxes in the flip side of this, but that's how I know how to do it. And well, let's test it out. Did that work? Just tab one of those in and then save it. Did that work? No. Okay, so let's try. The trouble is I don't know what it calls this language. Let's maybe try feature. Or does it say at the bottom? Yeah, it's recognised it as feature, not gherkin. You can see in the blue bar at the bottom of your screen. It says feature next to go live.
Oh, I had my video covered.
The Zoom thing.
Yeah, the Zoom covered it.
It's really weird that, because like I can see more of your screen than you can, because they don't show me the Zoom settings. Yeah, so instead of gherkin, say feature.
There we go. All right.
It worked.
It worked.
Woo!
Okay.
So should we assume that that's? I can't. Do you want to check the diff in the browser? I haven't got that. So that line, the two below it. Are there any more? Yeah, those two. The const and the given. And then that was the one we actually changed, wasn't it? So that's the one we wanted to have in the diff.
Yeah.
So you could commit that and push it, and let's see if it changes this diff. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? And my comment's gone away. They'll probably be in the conversation as... yeah. Okay. So it does say it's out of date with the base branch. So you could press update branch and that'll do a merge into this branch for you on GitHub. Then we need to do a git pull locally, because there'll now be more commits in. Yeah, you could do a pull or a sync. Either one would do it. There's nothing to push, so a sync is just going to do a pull, isn't it? So I don't know what that was, but we've just ended up just making sure we've got the latest of main. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So we can't avoid it any longer. We have to try and actually work on this problem now.
Yes. Okay, so
we need to work out. I think what was happening was, can you run the test just to remind us what the error message is? Do you remember how to do it? It's like npm run feature test.
I did this before. Wouldn't it be in?
Yeah, there you go. That's it. You need to npm install.
I did some major version.
I did some stuff. What's that?
It's a major version of npm.
Oh yeah.
Exciting.
Well, you could upgrade that if you want it to be quiet. Just do. Yeah, that SHX change is because I was pairing with a woman called Glory Ugwu, I think she's called. I can't remember her last name. She's in Color Stack as well. And
oh really?
Yeah, and she's using Windows, and we discovered that Cucumber.js's tests don't work on a Windows machine because they were assuming that you had the CP command. So we added this. Right. We used this tool called SHX, which is a node thing, which gives you a bunch of POSIX shell commands, but they're wrapped in a node project, so you don't need to have them all installed in your path.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really good. I learned a couple of other things as well about things that we were just assuming that were making it unfriendly for Windows users.
So it's very much like path normalized, but just for the shell commands.
Well, and it's like all of the kind of like, so any of the things that you might assume would be there on a Unix machine, like awk and MKDIR and stuff like that. Yeah, they're there inside that SHX thing, so you can use that. Yeah, it's just nice to make sure that Windows people can get going, and not get barriers in their way. So, right. So what's it saying? No such file or directory. So is it looking in the right place for it? It
Yeah,
looks like it
so
is.
it doesn't find summary.txt, but
But
our temp directory doesn't take it to the right path.
yeah, and there's this thing where it says down the bottom, the error that comes out when it actually runs
Yes.
is no such file directory open uses blah 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 blah, and then it's like pasted. The path is really bizarre, isn't it? Because it's got that
Yes.
whole string slapped onto the end of it. So somewhere it's trying to put the path together and it's failing. I would love to know what line that is coming from. I mean, we could start in support hooks line 119 and see what that's doing. Can you see that's a part of a little bit of call stack, isn't it? So this is like reporting whatever the error was.
Right.
So there was error output. Okay.
This is that error output.
Yeah, but it's not showing us. The error output isn't showing us where it happened. It just showed us the error. No such file or directory open. I'm just trying to think of like some clues about how we could get into where this is coming out of the code.
You mean like the path, right?
We really need to just hunt around for. I suppose the other thing we could try doing is tracing it going in from the command line argument. You know, because we passed that line with -f summary : and then the path, and we could see where that goes down into the code, and eventually we'll meet the place where the error happens. I was trying to see if we could trace it down from where it's coming out, but I feel a bit lost here because it's just printed a string, but the string's got no stack trace on it, so there's no clues about what line, because that line there is just where it's printing the error that came out when it executed Cucumber. One thing we could try, if you look in the directory, the temp directory, you could cd in your terminal, cd into temp / feature formatter paths.features. Try tabbing. Yeah, 27 it is, isn't it? Yeah, go into there and just ls in here. So this is like the directory. This is like when those tests run and it says, you know, given a file named blah 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 with this content. This is where it writes it, and it sort of sets up a little directory with a little project in it. So we could see if it's possible to run. I don't know how we could run Cucumber in here. Now, if you do like, can you try doing like // bin / cucumber.js? Is there a tab there? If you just run that. Oh, well, it passes. That's surprising. So it did work, but I would have expected it to fail, wouldn't you? Because when we run it in the test, it fails. But confusing. Oh, but we're not passing it the arguments that we pass it when we run it in a test. So let's try doing -f summary blah blah blah. I think it's not. I think the summary's not in quotes. It's you have to say -f summary . Have a look at the feature file. It's -f summary :
This temp there.
Yeah, and you could just do like Just do that first. Just do -f summary.
Alright.
Yeah, and that should run it with the summary output. But then we want to get that to go to a file. So if you type pwd, you'll get your the full. Just do pwd as one command. You know that one. That's what we need instead of where it says tempdir in the feature. We need to paste that inside the quotes, that whole big long string with the spaces in it.
You have to pass to the tempdir.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got -f summary : all of that. But put it in quotes because it's got spaces in it. You can go back, yeah. It's actually possible. Like I think if you press, I don't know. I've got muscle memory. There are some things you can use to dance around command line faster, but yeah. And then we also need /summary.txt on the end, don't we? Yeah, let's do it. Oh. So is there a summary.txt there now? Did that work?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. That's what I'm trying to check for right now.
Just type ls at the
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well that's really surprising.
Now what happens if I test this? What?
Well, is it that?
What is happening?
Oh no, you can't do that from in here. You need to go up a couple of directories to run that one. Well, you know what that makes me wonder is whether when the substitution happens, it's giving a weird substitution to the substitution of tempdir. Yeah, I think we should watch the thing. Oh God, I'm rambling. I think we should try watching the setting going into Cucumber, the -f summary and then the path, and see what that looks like as it goes in. Because I'm wondering if it worked in a manual test, maybe there's just something wrong with the test, the way it's substituting that tempdir. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
What are you planning to do here?
No, I was going to try to run the test again. This time knowing that summary.txt doesn't exist.
Oh yeah. I guess it'll probably wipe out that directory though when you run it. I think
it probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what it does. But yeah, you're right. The fact that we're able to put it in manually by ourselves indicates that there's a problem with how it's run. And I'm guessing I'm guessing if I did this, what's it called?
The formatter paths. Yeah, it's gone.
Gone.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting anyway. If have a look in the bin directory first. Let's start there because that's where the entry point is. So if you have a look at that, so all that does is it requires libcli run.js and then calls a default method on it. So let's find that. Interesting, it's using lib actually, because we should, let's assume we're looking at, let's not look at lib because lib is the compiled JavaScript. Let's look at source, which should mirror it but be TypeScript. So it should be a run ts in source, I suppose. Yeah, and it's got a default method on it or something. I don't know what that means. I guess it's running the default function there, that run one. So let's assume it's running that function on line 14 when it calls default. So it grabs the current working directory, it makes a CLI object, passing it process.argv, which is all of the arguments that were passed it on the command line. So we could add a console log statement here on line 15.5 that prints out the process.argv that was passed to Cucumber. The only problem is going to be we're not going to see them in the output from our test. What we could do is do console.error. No, instead of console log, do console.error, because then it'll appear in that error output as well as the error message, I think. So try running the test again. Oh, you need to go, yeah. Oh, okay, well, it's printed it to what we can see, so great. So what did we get, and is it what we expected? Oh no, that's right. Hang on a second. That's from us running Cucumber ourselves, right? That's our arguments that we passed it, tags whip and everything. But then if you scroll down, there's the inner one that we should see here. Error output. No, it hasn't showed us anything, has it? Oh, this is maddening. Can you maybe do just on line 16.5? Can you just do process.exit 1? Exit, yeah, and then it should just stop at that point. Except again, it's going to break as we're trying to run the test. Oh man, I don't know how to get I don't know how to do this. How do we see what's going on inside the one that's running in the tests? How do we see what's going on? Do you see what the problem is?
Right. The CLI running in the test, how to see that process.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be in here then? Oh, no.
Because this code is going to run twice.
Yeah.
It's going to run once to execute the test, and then it's going to run once in the test. And we want to debug the one that's in the test, but not the one that's running the tests.
What would a regular console.log do?
Well, you try it. I think there's a way to do it, but we'll have to, we'll try something else in a minute. Because what have we got? So that's our argv for running the tests. And there's nowhere where it's printing anything. So I think what we could do is in the feature, if you go back to format a paths feature, it's your first tab. Leave that, if you leave that here, and then in the feature we can add a step just after it runs Cucumber, so 29.5. There's a step here that says then it outputs the text. So to add that's it. It's a lowercase I. And then a colon. And then you see those like triple quote things you've got in the other step on line 32. Yeah, you need them on a new line though, and indent, and they have to be indented. in by 2 characters, I think. So let's leave it at that, or you could just say blah blah blah, whatever, because it's gonna fail because it's gonna output our logging statement. Bob, exactly, Bob. So what we should see is it'll fail now, saying expected Bob got, and then our logging statement with the argv's in it. I'm hoping. Did you just cross your fingers? Are you superstitious like that?
No, I'm not.
Are you like anti-superstitious? Do you walk under ladders on purpose just to prove to yourself that there's nothing to be afraid of?
Actually, there's something, a tradition we have at our school. If you step on the seal while in the middle of our campus, you're not going to graduate in 4 years.
If you step on the what?
Seal. There's a seal, like our school seal. It has like our school logo on it. And
okay,
lining around it.
Yeah.
Back in the day, to prevent people from stepping on it, because it's made of concrete, and if people keep stepping on it, it's probably going to wear up the writing.
Yeah.
So they made the superstition that if you step on the seal, you're not going to graduate in 4 years. So the tour guides usually tell people this during their tours. I'm also a tour guide. I still step on the seal every single time because I don't care for the superstition. But I don't know. Let's see if I graduate in 4 years or not.
Yeah. So what does it say? What does it say? Expected Bob. Scroll up a bit. There.
Expected Bob.
There's no output.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, because it gave an error. Maybe it doesn't.
Still circuit before it hits here or something.
Output error. Output.
And there's what was it?
Well, you could do it right in here. That's quite a good idea. You could do it on line 2.
Because I was about to ask, when does this run this?
Process.argv. But you could just log, hello, Bob. Actually, yeah, we don't want to say Bob because then it'll match. Yeah, but Bob.
But all right, so this will let us know if it actually gets here.
Yeah, it will. Hopefully. So we should see it when our tests run.
Right. All right, that's Bob. So.
But does it run inside the test as well? Because now we should see expected Bob.
Doesn't. And then once you
would you want to try putting it in the no. I was going to say, do you want to try putting it in the run.js, but we're before we even get to the run.js. I'm really confused. I'm really confused. Okay, well, let's watch CLI steps line 19. Let's get tighter on that. So what happens in CLI steps line 19 where we actually run it? We do this dot run.
Where is the nope.
Hang on, I can call you over here. Does that work? Yeah.
Yes.
Come here. Oops.
Following my. This is great.
So it comes in here. This is the tests. And this is pretty gnarly code.
Yeah. lots of lines of code, hardly a comment. Oh, there you go.
It's not really a comment. Well, so I'm not a massive fan of comments either. Like I always feel like a comment is a crutch that you have to lean on when you weren't able to write expressive enough code. So I can understand, but it's just there's a lot to parse here. But the heart of it, I guess, is where it does. Oh, right. I see what's happening. So we're not using. It's not using the CLI. It's going directly into the CLI class, is what's happening. Can you see online the if statement on line 69, and then else on line 80? So I think that what's happening here is it's actually circumventing the command line.
Oh.
Try. So I wonder, maybe right. Just see if this works. If we go to the feature and add, go to the feature file. Where are we? I could do this, and we can add a spawn tag to the. Are there some others that have got spawn on them? Yeah, they have.
Instead of the -f.
So as well as no, you see how you've got at whip on line 26.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Add at spawn as well. I can't remember if they have to be on the same line. I'm not sure. Probably put them on the same line with spaces. That might have worked as well, but let's be safe. Yeah. So if you do that, then I think it'll run the flip side of the if statement, and it'll behave like how we were expecting it to behave.
Don't I have to run the tag with it? Oh.
No, because the tag filter we've got is saying just run the ones tagged with whip. You can do various different things with tags in Cucumber, and the spawn one is adding behavior to the way the tests run. Yeah, here we go. So it does look like it's correct going in, doesn't it? It's not like it's messed up the substitution of the temp dir on the way in. It looks like it's correct. Are you with me?
Yes, yeah. Because this is supposed to be the temp dir.
I think the first couple of things of argv are like the current working directory and stuff, and then it's got yeah, and that's correct. It isn't that big thing with it, like the path twice over with the quotes inside it and everything. So that's not happening at that layer.
I'm pretty sure we knew that this was fine. I think the problem was where it actually puts the summary.txt into that folder was where we had that error.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've debugged it inside Cucumber before. We've always been like outside in the tests. We've never looked at it inside to make sure it got passed across the boundary from the test into Cucumber itself, and it looks like it's fine at that layer. So the quest continues. I just need to turn my heater on. What time is it? Yeah, we've got another half hour, haven't we? So, well, let's keep going down the stack then. And now we've got this set up so we can see debugging. That's good. So I guess it goes into CLI. So should we go into the CLI class? Like you can command click on line 17 and you go through into it, right? So now what happens? I'm going to follow you.
I went here. Is this where it is?
This is just types. This isn't really what we want. So maybe command clicking on it doesn't work. Where is it? Is it just in source? CLI.
No, it's taking me to the types.
Index. Okay, it's here.
Work me to it. Work. Just magically grab me. Okay, there we go.
So it takes those args in.
Swing. And where it swings, the current working directory.
And standard out. And then it builds a configuration. So it calls configuration builder. Oh, look, initialize formatters. That looks interesting. On line 88. So, this looks like the kind of code that might be buggy. So what's it doing? So it's going to take formats.map type and output to. So that's like your type is summary, and then format to is that path.
Yeah.
So if output to is blank, it's not blank. If it's a HTTP URL, then do this. Otherwise, fs open path resolve. There we go. This dot current working directory.
Right.
Comma output 2. So I reckon that line there 115 is possibly the suspect, because
I want a console log.
Well, you know,
this.cwd.
Yeah. The other thing we could do is we could extract that bit, the result, or we could just at least log. Yes, let's do that. What you're going to do? That's a good idea.
Where?
This console log this.cwd, and as well as that, why not get the path.resolve this.cwd comma output to the bit in the middle of the fs open, and log that as well, because
I think that's really what we want. How it resolves the path.
Yeah, the result of that, because the thing is, we can't look at it once it's gone and turned it into a fs open. It's just got a stream, but we want to look at that. Yeah. Maybe log output too as well. Right. And then let's run it and see if we can make sense of the output.
Should have removed the buffer and the CLI, but shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Ooh. So, yeah, this is current working directory.
So what do we see? So what did we print first? We print the current working directory first, then the result of calling path.resolve.
And that's what's messed up.
Why has it got quotes around output to? Because we put quotes around it.
Yes,
and the quotes around it is what's confusing it. So when it comes in from the shell, we had to put quotes around it. And this stuff can't understand the fact that putting quotes around it is confusing it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is this output to?
Well, the output to is it's like the yeah, I wonder if we should clean it up sooner. So you know the syntax for passing these instructions about formatting on the command line is you pass if you pass it a -f, then you pass it the name of the formatter, because there are various different formatters, so you can output in like human readable summary format or progress format, blah blah blah. but then so you name the type of format you want, and then optionally you use a colon and then a path to something. And something else has already parsed that and turned it into these two string values. Oh, you've gone. Is that your battery? Is anybody watching the stream? I don't even know. Are you there, people? Because I'm lonely now. Let me go into my video producer dashboard and see if anybody's there. We have one viewer. Hello. Oh, and I've had a double video of me on the entire time because I've had my other camera on. That's annoying. Let's turn that off. Are you going to let me touch something, OBS? It's always hanging. Look at this, folks. Beach ball. I don't know why OBS beach balls all the time on me, but it does. It's quite frustrating. Because what I would like to do right now is turn off. Did you not plug your battery charger in again?
Wasn't in. Yeah. Oh boy. Alright, here we go.
We were just getting to the exciting bit as well, weren't we?
Right. We literally just got into that. Alright. So, am I still in the right spot?
Yeah, no. Roughly. Scroll down a little bit because it was where that
Yeah, output 2.
Yeah, so something is turning those strings into that formatter's variable. So maybe it's in it. Scroll up a bit, or not that far. I just want to see the line above where we were. Serialize formatters request. Initialize formatters, event broadcaster, blah, 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 format options, formats. So something is calling initialize formatters with formats already. And then we're just iterating over it. So I'm thinking we should find wherever it is that turns the strings from the command line into formats and have it remove the quotes, and then this code will cope. Because the responsibility that we're talking about here is something about that. Like the only reason the quotes are there is because we're using the bash shell, so because we're using a shell. So it's really sort of the responsibility of cleaning up the quotes should be away in something that knows that we're working in a shell. Because like by the time we get to here, it's expecting to just get a string of where it's supposed to output to, and it shouldn't have to care about cleaning quotes off it. I don't think. Right. So we should have done that before. So where did these formats come from? Where did they come from? Who calls initialize formatters? Is it does it happen in configuration builder.build maybe? Do we end up with a thing with formats on it? Or you found that type, didn't you? That I configuration format. Maybe we can search for that and see what outputs that. Find all references.
Each.
Okay, I think I found it. In configuration builder. Yeah, you're looking at the same thing. Can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm right. Yeah, I'm right there looking at the same thing. Yeah, I think it's this, isn't it?
Before that is an environment variables, but I don't think
Mapping.
output 2 equals.
Yeah, so I think it's like on line 180. Let's spike in a fix here that just does like we'll add a test for this one if we figured out whether this solves it. But like on line 100 at the end of after you do an option splitter dot split, I think we could just clean off the. Oh, sorry, is it not 100? 118. Yeah, on the after. So it looks like it whatever option splitter does, it's gonna basically take that string that said summary colon thingy, and it's going to put it into two variables, type and output to. So after we've done that, we could do except output to is not the variable, it's a const, so we can't modify it. So maybe change the name on line 180. Well, if we change the name on line 180 of output to be like output to raw or something, and then we'll make a new const output to that is that with the strings cut out of it. So on 181 do const output 2 equals, you have to say const JavaScript, and then how have we clean the quotes off it? So we could just do like a G sub. Can you do that in JavaScript? I'll try. Yeah, can you do G sub? Am I thinking in Ruby? I'm just looking it up. Oh, it's replace. So just replace all the.
Oh, because we're not always going to have code.
No, but you can just do replace quote with empty string. How do you say quote? I think you use \quote, right, in double quotes. I think that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's run that and see if that's fixed it, and then. I'm excited. It's going to fail because of all the bobs.
Oh.
What do we see?
Well, expected.
I think we just
expected Bob.
I think we just need to clean up all our logging, and then it might pass now. Do you want to have a look at the git diff and see if we can find where all the places are where we've put logging?
Also, should we remove
we should remove all of that. Yeah. Yeah. And then there was a bit in run.js, wasn't there, where we were a run.ts. Yeah, we could just undo that. And was there one in the actual bin? Yeah, in the cucumber.js bin command as well. Yeah, all they need to go.
Goodbye, Robert.
I'm sure he'll be back.
Oh, that's an extra space.
Just press the rollback button on the git thing. Just leave it back as it was. No, I don't know. No, I think that's got good changes in it now, is it? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we need spawn on there anymore, actually. But we'll do that in a separate step, because that was just so that we got it to run through the command line rather than go.
So you want me to explore that back?
I think so. Try it. We can always add it back on again if we needed it. Okay. So I am a big advocate of test-driven development, right? Where when you make a change to the code, you first start by writing a failing test. But what we're doing here is, well, one thing is we are guided by a test. It's just that the test that we're guided by is this acceptance test, which is like, there's loads and loads of the system code that's being exercised by that test, and there's like lots and lots of places for us to have to hunt for where the bug is. And what we really want is like a nice little narrow test that's on this get formats function on the configuration builder that tells us, oh, wait a minute, I'm starting to, it's just like the bad guy telling you all about how he's going to take over the world at the end of the movie and then getting shot. I was just bragging about how we'd all fixed it, and actually we haven't fixed it. It's still giving that funny thing saying it can't find the file, but it hasn't printed out the output saying that it couldn't. So the output, the error is different again, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, we could continue to console log in that file there, couldn't we? So where we do the because that was where it was going wrong, was when it does that path.resolve. Here. Are you with me?
Yeah.
This is where we see the effect of the problem, is here.
There you go. Index.
So
I was trying to find where the file was.
If I did like
So do you want to console log what we see now?
yeah, I was just going to try and just actually extract this as a variable.
Alright.
And I was trying to use the proper refactoring tools to do that.
Oh. What? Wait, what do you want to do?
Just a sec.
Wait.
Well, what I wanted to do. Yeah, there we go. That. And call it path. Oh, okay. I guess I can't call it path, can I?
Resolved path.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you can call it path. Are we using path in this? No, we are using path. Yeah, we've already got.
Following you. I was like, what's happening?
Sorry.
My cursor.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, because we're already using path. Of course we are. Yeah. Yeah, that would do, wouldn't it? Resolve path, and then we can console log resolve path.
See what we get now. Do I still? No. Yeah.
Do we need the Bob thing back to be able to see the output from here? Maybe. I would like to try doing console.error again now. Instead of console log. I can change that. I'm here in the file. Yeah, try running it again.
You want me to put
no, before we bring back Bob, let's just see if it now. I feel like something's a bit different. We're maybe lower down in the code, so it might be going to run this because it says no. It's just checking whether the file has text, but the after hook shows us all the error output. So, oh, what's happened now? Oh. Did you lose the backtick on the end of line 29? It doesn't recognize that step anymore. I think there's going to be a backtick containing the command. Yeah. So did you see it came up as an undefined step because it was the wrong shape, so it didn't know what. It didn't recognize it anymore. Yeah, well, that's all just our stuff, isn't it? But does it have anything in the red bit? No. Yeah, I think we need to bring back Bob. That
Robert.
Yeah. What did it say? Then it should. It outputs the text. Your memory's good. I mean, you could just leave it blank, but you.
Yes.
And then we need to change that to a console log again, not an output. Hang on.
Yes. That's my guy.
Okay, it's ready to run. I'll try it again.
Everyone good. Oh. There we go. Okay. There's still the end code. Oh, replace all.
Oh, it's so close. This is why we should have written a test. This is why we should have written a unit test, because it would have. Yeah. Is there no replace all? So there must be like a switch you can pass to replace. Ew.
Yes, 2021 or later. Why does that matter?
I think
should replace all.
Do we use use a regular expression and the G after the regular expression? So instead of passing the string to replace. No, so you still call replace. I'm just reading the docs for replace. It says global replace can only be done with a regular expression. So the search string, the first parameter, we pass a regex instead. So you use like 2 forward slashes to delimit it instead of quotes for a string. So don't use forward slashes. So the way you put a string in quotes, instead of using quotes, use forward slashes. That's it. And that says regex. And then after the second slash, you put little g, which is a code for global. So then within the slashes, we put a quote character. And I don't know whether you have to escape. I guess you have to escape it. It looks like you have to escape it. So you need to put a backslash in front of the. Maybe it just wants the second argument. So after the G, pass it empty quote. Yeah. Did you need to escape it? Maybe you didn't. Again, if only we had a unit test, we could find out whether this worked. But it'd just be nice to know whether we were bothering to write a unit test for what we actually want to change.
Well, where do you folks put your test?
Well, there's a spec file right next door to this file if you look in the tree. Did that work?
So the result pad looks right. The 2 quotes are off.
Yeah. And the after hook is passing now, is it? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's only Bob that's failing because, or the line that says then the text should look like.
go.
Oh, we're out of time. Okay, well, let's push it. Let's get rid of the logging and push it, and then we'll say we still need to add a test for it. That'll be the thing for next
How
time.
long does it take to write the test?
I don't know. It depends what's already
What do you
there
want
that
to
we
test
can
for?
copy and plagiarize.
What do you want to test for?
Well, I want to test that get formats function, and
We could just I feel like that would take a while. So
yeah, I think let's leave it for next time. It's all right. Like, so let's push this because the branch is still the pull request
the
is still
result path and all that.
Let's get rid of line 116, just the logging.
But keep the variable.
Yeah, I think that's fine. And then this is the cool bit, right? So what I would actually do is on line 180.5, I would add a to do test this. Put a new line in. So just below this one, to do test this. Yeah, you don't need to shout the test this. Yeah.
Test this.
And then we can see that there's a to do in the pull request, so we're not going to merge the pull request until we've resolved this to do. But that's good then. And we didn't need to spawn.
Okay. All right.
Sweet.
Next. Bug, but needs unit testing.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, if you look at the in the file tree, you can see right next to configuration builder TS in the file tree. It's gone now. There, on the left hand side in the tree of files, you see configuration builder, and then right next to it is configuration builder spec, and that's the unit test. So if you open that file, you can see what the tests look like for it.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
I opened that. I saw it before though. So.
Yeah. Well, I can call you to it. There's a bit here. Look.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to. It's going to take a bit of time to read these tests and work out where's the right place to put a new test into them. I think it's probably somewhere here where it says format.
I want to see something though.
Yeah, this might be the first time they all run on your machine, eh?
Yes. It's the milestone moment. I just screen record this. I think we have the channel for that.
Sorry?
Running a version of TypeScript. I said we have the stream for that. I was saying I should screen record this right now, but we have the stream going. So.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, we got linting problems. I almost swore then. So you just need to do that fix. We should really sort out your auto formatting, shouldn't we? For JavaScript, you just need to get Prettier plugin installed in your VS Code, and it'll work. Let's remember to do that next time. npm run lint auto fix. Are you going to do it? You're going to do it now? Okay. Yeah, install that. Yeah. And then, so go back to the file.
Which one?
Configuration builder is that it's failing on. And let's have a look at which line is it. So it's like around 180. Where is that? Where we were?
82.
180. Right. So so what's it complaining about? Expected space or tab after the? Okay. Yes. In comment, right? So it was actually on line 181 with the to do. It wants to see a space after the slash. So don't do it. Don't do it. Just leave it as it is and press save. Does it do it?
Save that. Nah.
Okay, right. So try Command Shift P and do format document. That's it. It was actually on it already. Yeah, press enter. Right. Okay, so say configure, and then you can choose the prettier one. Yeah. And did it do it?
Yeah, it moved a lot of things.
No, but it didn't. It didn't fix that thing there, did it? So
Yeah. Is space comment a different type of?
it's just
Because it says this is prettier.
yeah. Maybe it's ESLint. I wonder if you need. I'm never very clear on this, but can you add the ESLint one as well? Not the pretty ESLint, but just ESLint. Yeah, that one. I thought this one only showed you about linting problems, but maybe it affects how pretty. Oh, there we go. Look, so it's showing you where it doesn't like where things don't match the rules, but that seems to be showing you stuff that we haven't changed, so that doesn't look good either. Try saving it again, or doing reformat. Sorry. Okay, there must be more configuration to have to do. No, just a single space character is what it wants. I think I guess a tab would have worked actually, wouldn't it? Yeah. And then there's somewhere there where you're using double quotes and
oh wait, I literally just the prettier changed that. Yeah, the prettier changed that.
It's a hit.
Every time I save it, it changes it to.
Right. So prettier and
I think maybe I downloaded the wrong prettier.
Prettier and ESLint aren't talking to each other properly. No, you've got the same one as me, I'm sure. I've got installed that are relevant. I've got prettier hyphen code formatter, that one there with 16,000. Yeah, I've got that one, and I've got ESLint with 17,000. Yeah, and I don't have anything else. What do I have in my settings that might be relevant? Prettier semi-false. But it should, you see, it should be reading the settings from the. This all looks right to me. It should be reading the settings from the project. I mean, what you could try is just closing the project and reopening. Just reopen VS Code just in case it's kind of not picked things up properly because we've installed the plugins. I don't know. I haven't got the patience to fix this now, honestly, Demi. Let's just run the lint auto fix. You can turn off auto formatting for JavaScript, same way as we did for TypeScript files, same way as we did for. Why doesn't it work though? It's maddening. So just do that format on save false, like line 7. And you can still do reformat document if you want to test it out, but it won't do it for you every time you press save. Did you do lint autofix? Do npm run lint autofix.
What's this with the TypeScript version?
Oh, I don't know. It's just this ESLint reckons it might not work with that very latest version of TypeScript. We probably just need to upgrade something. Hey Tor.
Tyler's here.
Oh cool, Stephen, yeah.
Yeah, he wants to know what he's going to do the walls, but he needs to know what he wants.
Okay, the tiles are in the in your bathroom downstairs in the basement, and we need to just put like half tiles around the walls.
Okay.
But I think he knows what to do. I'm gonna.
No, the ones behind the washing machines he's talking about.
Actually, I need to know what's happening upstairs.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yes.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, half tiles around the back. Yeah, they're in there.
I'll be there in 10 minutes, Stephen. I'll come. Okay.
Hey, this is
This is the moment of truth.
The moment of truth. This is it right here. You can wear that shit. Oh. I know something. The seal stepping moment. Fingers on cross. Legs are crossed though. I don't know what that means. Oh. I don't think it's any of the last steps. I think we're out of the clear.
Yeah. It's looking good.
We're in the clear. In the clear.
Yay!
That's a screenshot. That's screenshot worthy right there. That is a very screenshot worthy CLI.
Yay! Brilliant.
I should post that on Twitter.
Yes. Well, it only took. So what is it? It's only taken us about 2 months to get Cucumber.js to get you to a point where you had a working development environment. Oh, thanks so much, though. Thanks so much. Because you, the thing is, right, what I always think with things like this is like, you know, you've experienced it and I was there to support you in fixing it. But think how many other people have probably thought, I'd love to contribute to Cucumber.js, and they've cloned the code and they've tried to run the test and then they've just kind of gone, whoa, I don't know what's going on there. And they've given up and walked away because, you know, it didn't work for them. So, yeah. Brilliant. Now the door is open to more people.
Woo!
We still got to write that unit test though. We're not merging the pull request until we've
Yes.
written the unit test.
Unit testing.
Well, if you want to try and do it as like homework in between sessions, you know, we can always do a bit of asynchronous stuff on the pull request.
Sounds good. Should I roll back this one?
No, push it.
Fix it.
Yeah, exactly. We've still got to work out why your machine doesn't respect Prettier though. There are blog posts about this. Like, I wish there was somebody watching the Twitch stream that would tell us what to do.
Is that another pull request? Fix the link thing.
Well, if you Google for VS Code Prettier ESLint TypeScript, you'll find like 1 million blog posts all about how to set it up, and it's always changing all the time. But I think this is the one. I'll send it in the Zoom chat now, but I'll also put it in the new contributors channel because everybody can benefit from this.
Good.
I keep wanting to call you at Demi in the Cucumber Slack. There. Yeah, that's good homework as well.
I said that I now have a working deadline.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop you.
Right.
Nothing to stop you. But you know, if you want to, like one of these weeks, we don't have to work on Cucumber. If you want to do something with Swift, that would be really fun as well. I'd love to do a bit of that. If you have any
I would
open
love to
source
do that
Swift
as well.
projects,
Yes, I have a ton of them. Most of them are scripts on server, so like server-side scripts,
Mm.
not creating apps. So we
Mm.
could do some of that. I mean, that's not exactly what I'm most interested in, but it's the most open source compatible project we could possibly do.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. So, is there an open source project that you're using that we could contribute to,
Ooh.
like that's made of Swift?
Yeah, so not necessarily that I'm using, but I have been thinking about using it. The shoot, what was it called? It's pretty much AV, so like sound, audio
Oh
with
yeah.
iOS apps. So Apple doesn't have exactly the best support for audio.
And there's a project that improves on it.
Yeah. Shoot, Swifty sound. There we go. This.
Yeah. Mm.
I don't know if it's the most exciting project, but
Well, if there's something that you want to make it do that it doesn't do at the moment, then that would be fascinating
not
to
really.
work on.
I just thought it was cool, and they don't really have any PRs.
Well, but what
They
issues
don't have
have
a
they got?
ton of forks out of it.
If they got what issues have they got?
Oh, I mean issues. I don't know why I was going to PRs. Issues.
How to prevent error code -42 after the 5th time playing a sound doesn't start from 00, queuing multiple sound files.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Queuing multiple sound files. Play files starting from a certain duration. That sounds like another interesting one.
And have they got a contributing guide?
Let's
If you go to,
nope.
Would it be up there? Would it?
Slash.
If you go to /contribute, remove the issues though and change it to /contribute. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but it's only a little project, isn't it, with 6 issues? So you don't really need to flag.
Yeah.
The reason projects like Cucumber need to tag their issues with good first issues is because if you go into the issues list, there's like 60 of them.
Yeah. I could look for some projects though. I mean, I could show you like the other projects I tried to do. Is this on here? I think it's in my notifications. Nope. Vapor. Yes. This. Wait. No.
It just came up with something else there. You typed in Vapor and then it's searching. You search all GitHub, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, right. So that's the thing you're talking about. That's what you use for doing these server-side Swift apps. Huh.
Yeah. So if you ever, because Swift has a lot of like really, it's pretty useful for making like server-side anything. So not exactly like, but anything server-side. Like Swift really is good with that kind of like stuff. Because it could be pretty lightweight and it runs pretty quickly. People think.
See, this has got good first issues.
Yeah, it does. So I actually had one I was supposed to contribute to. Where is the good first issues?
Well, you could do that /contribute thing again.
Was this it? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, not quotes again.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was.
We're specialists
cool
now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I would like to tackle this. All right. Cool. Yeah.
So I started a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Then I just never got on it because then we also started working on
Right.
it.
Yeah. I've directed your attention somewhere else. Yeah.
Right. And then I fixed different
Is
codes.
shit is
But
is
what
maybe
happened?
Scaffenberger fixed it now, or
It seemed.
no? Just merging main into a branch,
Oh.
but they have referenced
Oh.
it.
Oh, they just mentioned the issue.
So this is somebody working on it in October. Always quote HTTP directive parameters.
But didn't make much of a conversation.
No.
Yeah.
Looks like they maybe not have finished it off. Well, but anyway, yeah. Like this would be a cool thing to have a look at. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to like, because I mean we've been working in Cucumber because that's where I'm familiar with. But
Yeah.
it'd be great to get you up and running on a project that's actually like closer to what your interests are and what you're using. Because I think it's always really important to be a user of the thing you're contributing to.
Yes.
Because you just get a lot more motivation for doing the work if because also you've got sort of like empathy with the other people you're hanging out with in the issue tracker because they're all fellow users like you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I could look for some more projects. I plan on working on some more iOS apps in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to be refactoring an existing app that's already like on the App Store and everything pretty soon. So maybe like along those lines, if I see that it's using any open source packages, because Swift as a community isn't big on like dependencies. The average like project in Swift has like 3 dependencies or something. I don't know why, so that's that.
Right.
Like
the opposite of Node.
Right, exactly.
Right, well, this was so much fun. But I am going to have to stop because I need to go. And I can't kill OBS again. I can't stop OBS. It's beach balling again. I'm gonna have to just kill it again. Oh no, it's there. Right, bye stream.